Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another presentation of the Mystic Racing League. And it's Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series presented by Pest Busters on the streets of Chicago for the LJM Machining Co. 137. And we have it here for you on V-Speed. I'm your host, producer Morgan Cook, alongside, as all season, Gavin Grubbs in the commentary booth. And Gavin, this is a racetrack that no longer exists on the real-world schedule. A lot of drivers say they don't love it, yet it continues to appear on league schedules. Why do you think that is?
Well, we're the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, so we got to race in downtown somewhere.
Hey, that is a terrific, terrific reason. Would not have put that one together myself. Chicago Street Course, you see it on your screen. 12 corners, bunch of 90s, couple 45s, and a fountain section make up this 2.14 mile facility that drivers have already qualified on. We are just now getting to the grid, so we will get to that already in action. Let's see where your favorite driver starts the race here tonight. Starting on pole, Ashton Crowder in the 44 with Brian McCann starting in second. That gap about 7/10 of a second. Starting third, Dustin Lewis in one of the open cars with Cody Anderson making a return to the series. He'll start in fourth. Fifth tonight for Travis Bennett in the 99 with Logan Threlkeld in the 15, one of the many drivers that pilot the 15 this season. Seventh for Noah Hubbard, another open driver in the 12. Sean Merriman will start in eighth. In the 18, Gavin Hinson returning to the series in ninth. Zach Davidson in the 10th spot.
Rolling off P11 is Dylan Calkins, and Christian Barnes is starting 12th. 13th is Elijah Maupin in the 24 truck with Luke Barnes in 14th. 15th place, Gary Baldwin Jr. in that 26 truck with Adam Holston in 16th. 17th place, John Ullman with Trevor Yates in 8th. Rounding out your top 20 is Steven Addison, and Dominic Rossi did not set a qualifying lap, but he's starting 20th.
Nobody behind him did either. Jonathan Gaucheri starts 21st in the 1. Dave Billings will start 22nd in that 14. 23rd for Douglas Wasaki, who hasn't been here for a little while, beside Reggie Kime in 24th. In the final row on the grid, Alex Young in the 28 and Zach White in the 77. Drivers already starting to pace around the facility, which means it's time, Gavin, for the race analysis.
40 laps tonight with a 35-mile-an-hour pit road speed, 3 tire sets, stage break at 15. We're running the fixed setup in iRacing. Morgan, I think this is going to be like most of the road courses we have seen all season, where if you want to be up front near the end, you are going to have to survive. In this place, when mistakes happen, there is nowhere to go. So you got to keep your head on a swivel tonight.
Especially in this next corner we're going to hit here, which is turn 6, one of the few left-handers on this circuit. You'll see on the outside of the racetrack, to the driver's right side, there's a tire barrier that sticks out, famous in the real world for Noah Gragson burying the car under it a number of times a few years ago. But it gets narrow on the exit. We're going to see it right here. Very easy to overcook it. You already see some tire marks into that barrier. That will be a commonplace for incidents tonight. I am sure of it. The next place to be worried about is the very next corner. Down the hill, hard braking zone. Another 90. More tire barriers. Very easy to spin in that section. And then, of course, this semi-famous fountain section causes issues for drivers as well. Gavin, drivers will have their hands full all night tonight throughout these 12 corners. And surviving is going to be the key to this. How do you survive a race like this?
I think I said this back on our first road course of the year. I think that was Belle Isle. I said, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And I think that's going to be the key, is just don't drive past your abilities or past your truck. Do what you know you're capable of, no more, but also no less.
All right, well, let's get it. Through the final corner in turn 12. Field under the bridge. Crowder has the field in hand with McCann to the inside. Barney's a waving it. We are green on the streets of Chicago. Makes it through turn 1 fairly cleanly. Few drivers into the wall, but no harm, no foul so far. Rumble down this very bumpy straightaway. McCann out to the early lead.
Yeah, it was looking like some of the trucks were already bottoming out there on this first lap, so maybe some handling issues even on the straightaway. Just watch. I think that's Gary Baldwin. His truck was lapping the ground with that front splitter.
Already a little bit of nose damage on, I think that's Maupin. Yeah, the 24, you see that Ford. Looks like somebody hit it with a sledgehammer on the nose.
Looks like it is affecting him a little bit as these guys around him are slowly but surely picking him off. Holston in the wall.
Yeah, a lot of drivers are going to flirt with disaster all night. Sherry's going to let Holston go, so you know what? Now is not the time to fight. Get that later in the race. McCann about to lead the first lap in that 60. Gone and away.
Kind of interesting because Ashton Crowder was 0.7 of a second faster in his qualifying lap, and he's already surrendered a 1.5 seconds to the leader. You gotta wonder if he's saving it all.
I'd have to think that's the case here. I mean, you can push it hard in qualifying because you have the 2 laps, but when you've only got, you know, the 1 truck to deal with here in the race, it doesn't make sense to go all out right off the bat because you don't want to hurt the truck at all. Put yourself in a bad spot.
Yeah, Ashton Crowder is trying to make the playoff, though. So you got, or the chase for that instance. So you got to think he's trying to maximize the stage points here. He's going to want that extra point here at lap 15.
I don't know if he's mathematically, if it can happen mathematically to make it. Well, in fact, we have a minute here as Addison, I believe, has had a bit of an issue. That black and green 81 still able to find himself on the racetrack, so clearly not going too poorly for him. Oh, there it is. Spun under braking. All things considered, probably about as clean of a spin as you're going to have here. Minimal damage to the nose.
Yeah, I just hope for his sake that it didn't mess up anything in the radiator or the engine, because he did hit the wall pretty hard.
He did.
There's quite a bit of smoke.
He sure did. On board here with John Ullman. What does Mr. Slim Chickens have in mind? He's trying to get around Mop, and this is the battle for 14th to the inside. Bit of a lunge. Hit the wall on the inside. And Rossi in the 7 behind him trying to go 2 for 1 around the outside of the 24.
Yeah, I don't know if 2 for 1 is a great idea here, but
They got it.
makes the pass on the outside.
I think a few drivers had issues. Yeah, Zach White, chief among them. I think Wasaki may have had an issue as well. Through that building? Oh my. Privacy curtains wouldn't quite be enough there. All White just overcooked it behind time. And then Wasaki, I don't think saw either the 99 or the 81.
Looked like Wasaki made it through with no damage, though.
I just don't think they noticed him before the apex. They had to kind of avert it right in the center of the corner. That made it a little bit awkward. Calkins filling in for Hayes tonight. Oh, that was so close. In front of Luke Barnes, who we know is fast on road courses. But it's about limiting mistakes for the 04. New paint scheme as well. Luke Barnes designs 04. Pretty sharp today.
Yeah, it's a patriotic paint scheme. Got some red, white, and blue going. He was running that last week for the 4th of July down at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Really good looking race truck. He decided to stay patriotic.
Both patriotic and comic book-esque. It's kind of the vibe I get from it. Interesting mix there, but it plays quite well on that 04. Trying to go around the outside. He got there. Can't quite hold it. No.
He is using up his rear tires a lot through that section of corners. You can see the truck stepping out the whole way. It looked like he was having a little bit of Formula drift practice.
Made contact for certain in that part of the racetrack. Applying all the pressure into the outside wall, in fact. It's Luke Barnes in front of Christian Barnes, both trying to get around Dylan Calkins.
If you are both Barneses right here, you know you're faster than Dylan Calkins. You might just need to lay back a little bit and wait for that mistake so you don't use up your truck trying to get around a truck you know you're faster than.
Would it be Barnes's or Barneseye?
I think we'd have to ask them.
Alex Young has gone for a bit of an incident, although the truck looks to be okay. A little bit of right front damage in that 28. All in all, the team will be just fine. Crowder has caught McCann and gone around him for the lead.
That answers our question.
Slowly but surely behind the wheel of the 44.
Yeah, he's just been in control so much since he's joined us midway through this year. And it just seems like, as you're going to watch right here, he's driving with confidence. He seems like he is locked in, but not worried at all right here.
Yeah, just focus on the task at hand, not overdoing it. Making smooth lap times. And seems to almost not be phased right now. Just long.
He's smiling.
You have to be. Have to be smiling. If you're frowning, you're not having fun. If you're not having fun, you're not going fast. That's just the way it works.
I agree. Well, he's going fast.
He sure is going fast. We will catch up with him a little bit more later in the show. Because for the moment, and a few drivers really starting to step up their battles. Trevor Yates and John Ullman for 14th continue to scrap. Ullman around the outside. Oh, you can't get back in line like that. Rossi cutting a break to Trevor Yates. Already 5 laps into this 40-lapper.
And everybody's behaved themselves a lot better than compared to our last road course race out at Lime Rock. It seems like there is a lot less beating and banging, a lot less. Well, of course, there's going to be less off track because if you go off track here, you are in the wall.
Yeah, there is no off track here, which is probably good for these drivers. Cody Anderson in the 5th position, filling in for that 19. Running so far so good, down 1 from where he started, up in 4th position. Steadily in the top 5. Under fire right now from Logan Threlkeld. Santa Maria, as we call him, around the V-speed circles.
You know, it's something I don't think I've ever seen anybody run on their sim rig is earbuds. Usually you see a full headset. That is the first time I've seen someone wear earbuds on the sim.
It's got to be aerodynamics. That has to be it. I don't know why else you would opt for not having the headphones.
Judging by the rest of his room and apparel, I'm going to assume those are JBLs.
Quite possibly. I know what you did there. Quite possibly. Luke Barnes has gotten around and very much gapped Dylan Culkins. The gap is 4.5 seconds. Christian Barnes not so lucky. Still stuck behind the 82, who is, as I've said many times in recent broadcasts, playing a little bit of cork in the bottle right now.
Yeah, but this field's so spread out. He's a cork in the bottle, but there's only 2 trucks behind him.
Yeah, to 1 truck. It's a small bottle this time. Luke Barnes goes around Merriman. This 04 is on a mission. Up 6 positions. Second biggest mover of the day. Only Gasheri has gained more spots. That's 8 up to 13th from 21st. Biggest dropper so far, Travis Bennett in the 99. He's already made a pit stop, which is probably the reason he's so far back. Zach Davidson has also dropped 10 spots.
Yeah, I was going to say Davidson was way loose. There's Holston turned around. He's been going.
A little half slide. It's the wall on entry. Wasn't through turn 2, or turn 1, I should say. Turn 2.
Yeah, just...
There it is. Got it pretty good on the nose.
I think he was trying to get too much through the corner, and when that truck started sliding, there was nothing he could do. He was along for the ride.
Now, the unfortunate news for him, you can see there's a long line of trucks behind him, all 4th position. All the way back to, I believe, 18th. He's in 12th. Travis Bennett. They're all looking for spots as Young trying to work on Dave Billings. And Holston is 12.5 seconds behind Christian Barnes for 11th. So these trucks are really bobbing all over this racetrack. Not stable, to say the least.
Yeah, unstable. The rear ends are stepping out a lot. And this is a very rough track. We're going to ride along right here with Logan Threlkeld.
Come on, he's part of V-Speed. You should know how to say his name by now, Gavin. Come on, man.
That's my bad.
That's all good. It's all good. But Absolutely. This thing is a handful to drive. You can see it. A lot of wheel movement.
I know how to say your name.
Good. That's all that really matters, isn't it?
I suppose.
I really enjoy driving these trucks, Gavin, around road courses just like this. Because it feels like you're not quite sliding, but it feels like you're really muscling this car around, even though you're taking it easy. It's just a really enjoyable feeling, especially with a sequential shifter where you're able to, start grabbing gears, going through corners, downshifting, upshifting, whatever have you. It really is an enjoyable experience, especially around a place like Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, you have to upshift, downshift so many times here, but I feel like they've been keeping it in second and third gear most of the time from what we've seen on end cars, maybe a few spots on the long straightaway getting up to fourth. Is Luke Barnes, he's caught up to Gavin Henson.
Yeah, to put a pin in that point you just said, first gear is an absolute no-go. You do not want to be in first gear at all around this racetrack. It's going to be second and third for most of it. You'll get up to fourth in the straightaways and then back down to second or third. If you're in first gear, you're probably because you just left pit road.
Either that or, like we've seen a few trucks do, spin out.
It's true, too. Luke Barnes applying all sorts of pressure to Gavin Henson. He's going to get the inside line. Have an opportunity. No, he won't get the inside line. Bobbled off the corner. Does he go for a dive into six? Shows the nose, and he is there. Oh, wow. Right, racing door to door up the hill, over the bridge. Can Henson make it stick? Crossover. And here comes Merriman.
Gonna be tight right here.
Oh, don't go too wide to the fountain section. That's not good news. Barnes gets the power down and drives away.
And I don't think they made contact at all during that battle.
They did either, too. That was well done.
Beautiful driving.
A lot of respect between those two to be able to do that without having any incidents.
Yeah.
More side by side, Bennett and Pullman.
Bennett just climbing up through the field. Started near the back. It's just been one truck at a time, picking them off.
Slowly but surely. Up front, not missing a darn thing. Ashton Crowder is just over 3 seconds ahead. He's lapping drivers now. As McCann is that teal blue truck is, I'm not sure what's going on there with Billings and Young. Or Billings and, yeah, that is Young. And Billings, a little bit of a slide. Oh, this is in a bad spot. That's third place.
Oh, that is...
We got to be throwing a caution here for this, right? Truck parked the wrong direction in a blind corner.
Put it in reverse.
Top 5 is going around him.
Oh, man.
We're going to have to check in on Dustin Lewis. He hit pretty hard. Yeah, definitely.
That's
right
bad.
Front damage for sure.
Frustrating. There's
Caution's
the caution.
out. All right. 30 seconds too late, but we got it nonetheless.
Golly, that was an interesting position to be parked in. I mean, nothing other than a simple mistake he made to get turned around there, but
right
when you're facing backwards perfectly in the middle of this track, I felt like maybe backing up down the straightaway would be the only option to avoid a caution. But
yeah, just a little too much rear brake, and I think just because he caught those tire barriers, what the problem really was. A little frazzled to back up. Trying to get out of the way of the 28 instead, of course. Got the 8. There goes the 12. At this point, yeah, all you can do is reverse. You can't really do anything else. Hate that for everyone involved, especially for Dustin Lewis, who minding his own business.
that was, yeah, definitely frustrating for him being parked that way and just watching. You're already a lap down, but watching all those trucks go by you one by one, knowing that you're just waiting on a second that you can get turned around, and it's just not coming to you.
This puts us in an interesting spot for strategy. Remember, stage at lap 15 will have, I imagine, 3 laps of caution.
Yeah.
which is going to mean a one-lap dash potentially. Determine who will win that first stage. The big benefactor of this, Adam Holston. Remember, that gap was 12 seconds to Christian Barnes. He now has a chance at stage points should the 48 be able to make it through to get some more spots. Big loser out of this, I would say, everyone else in the top 10 who already had those stage points essentially locked up.
Yeah, I would say the big winners are the drivers on the back half of the lead lap because they can pit here. They can flip the stage and get up front and gain some track position here, which I feel like the top 4, maybe 5 cars should be able to weave their way through them pretty quick. But I mean, if you're pretty much Gavin Henson on back, I feel like losing your track position to the cars that are already in front of you and then the cars behind you, that's going to be a tough hill to climb.
Okay, let's have a chat about points if they didn't blow up the entire screen. Apologies for that, everybody. We'll look at those points here in just a moment. See a few drivers dive to pit road. Black flag for Young, I believe, getting to the pit lane. We'll look at the points here quickly. Talking about potentially wanting to stay out or not. See some drivers involved in that. Gavin Henson, as you mentioned, he can flip the stage, no problem. Well good on points over the next few races to the chase cut line. Stevenson, Lewis, Jewett, Holston. Ullman is getting close, but it's still 42 points. The difference between him and Zachary King, who's not here tonight. Cochran not here tonight as well. Then it's Kime and Hubbard behind them. That is a look at the points before this race started. Having some connection issues with Jonathan Gasheri. That car having issues staying on the racetrack, and nothing to do with the driver.
It's always frustrating having connection issues because I think I might have made this connection earlier in the year, but it's much like a mechanical failure in a real race. There's nothing that anybody can do about it. It's just something that you have to be prepared for, and if it happens and you do have to go disconnect and rejoin, just hope you only lose one lap and try to get the lucky dog and be back in the fight.
That's all you can do. That is all you can do.
Under caution's the best time to have issues if you're going to have them.
Yeah, you'll lose positions, but you won't lose track position per se. And here, you're not really racing other cars, you're racing time. Time to the leader, lap time, whatever you want to call it. A lot easier to gain time under caution than under green. Ashton Crowder continues to lead over Brian McCann, Dustin Lewis, Noah Hubbard, and Cody Anderson. Should be hitting the 1 to green this time by, I would imagine. Pace lights should go out. Yes, they do. So 2-lap dash to determine who is going to win the stage here today at lap 15. Then I imagine we'll see a swath of cars down pit road. Top 15 have stayed out in this one. First driver to pit is Zach Davidson in that rusty 79. It is rusty. Goodness.
Some rusties.
Yeah. Needs to go back to the junkyard where it came from, I would think. Reggie Kime was on pit road as well, part of a little 4-wide escapade back here. Gasheri on pit road, mopping, trying to rejoin the field. Baldwin Jr. Same boat. So is Travis Bennett, who has had a bit of a tough start to this race. Started up in the 5th position. I don't think he's run a single lap up in the top 5. 99 has been trying to claw his way back all day.
Yeah, I wonder if he was having an issue and had to start from the pits, because I don't remember seeing him at all up front.
Quite possible. Dominic Rossi connection issue. Mechanical failure, as we were talking about. It's one of those like electrical gremlin issues where there's smoke in the car. It smells electrical, but I don't know what it is. That's kind of what a connection issue is like. You know what the problem is, but you don't know why the problem is, and you don't really know how to fix it.
Yep.
Or can you fix it if you're driving?
You can always try to turn it off and back on, but you'll probably lose a lap.
Well, if you turn it off and back on, you lose internet connection. Then you got to go through the whole process of rejoining the session. It's a whole thing. Yeah,
That's
one lap would be lucky here. You probably lose.
Well, under caution, you could probably do it without losing a lap. So I feel like that's about a 2 minute.
It'd be tight.
Process.
It'd be tight for sure.
But you also have to think you would have to tow if you have to disconnect.
That's right.
So that added time.
You have to get into the pit stall and then do it.
Yeah.
Either way. Field doubled up behind the iRacing pace truck. Only a few more corners before we get this thing back underway for a short dash to the end of the first stage to pay out those so precious stage points. Crowder, McCann got the lead the first time around. Does he do it again? Restarts in exactly the same spot. Barney's going to be waving the flag, and away we go. This time Crowder holds tough.
He had the line advantage and the speed advantage. First truck out single file, and Noah Hubbard up to 3rd place.
Everyone able to stay pretty clean behind them. Quite impressed with the field so far today. You're right, Dustin Lewis lost the spot. Rokel trying to get one over Anderson. These two well acquainted with each other, run a lot of races together. Jonathan Gasheri had a major issue on that restart. Let's see if we can go back and figure out what it was. That car already damaged. He's trying to catch up to the field. Get back to live in just a moment, but this one truck. Oh, Dominic Rossi has gone around. Oh yes, that is not good for it. Dominic Rossi has gone for a ride in the 7. Nothing to this point showing anything wrong with the 7th run. Happened in this 45-degree corner. Very easy to have issues here. A lot of drivers missed that corner for whatever reason.
Still in decent shape.
I feel like it's down into 6 here. Oh yes, there it is.
Oh yeah.
Overshot it and just tried to miss everybody. Did a really good job actually of not making that worse for anybody. I gotta give big props to Dominic Rossi. He could have cleaned the heck out of that Slim Chickens truck and instead only cost John Ullman maybe half a second with the little checkup. Back up front, Crowder and McCann, 4/10 apart. Final lap of stage 1, pressure being applied. Zach Davidson has crashed the car. We'll see that after the stage is over, as we're half a lap away.
Yeah, right through the fountain section right here. Crowder just seems, like I've said, he's so steady through every corner, every lap.
Final corner of the final lap in the first stage. Ashton Crowder will win stage number 1 over McCann, Hubbard, Lewis, Threlkeld, Anderson, Barnes, Hinson, Merriman, and Calkins. Be your top 10. There is the yellow. Now let's see quickly what went on with the 79. Then we'll catch up with an interview with our stage winner. Here is the rusty 79. Maybe wonder if the brakes rusted out on this truck. Something of the like.
That is what it appears to be.
That is where I thought Rossi would have crashed. Very easy to overshoot that. Hit the tire barrier, ripped the tire off the truck. With that being said, stage winner Ashton Crowder. I don't believe he's around to chat with us. He is not. You know who we can chat with, though, is Brian McCann. We'll do that once they catch up to the pace car. Don't want to bother them at this stage in the race.
That's a long track to catch up to the pace car.
It is. It is.
It's not a particularly high-speed track either.
No, you're absolutely right about that. So Crowder gets stage number 1. 2 cautions, 1 for cause, 1 for stage. The 1 lead change when McCann took it from Crowder and Crowder took it back. Of course, stage 1 belongs to the 44. See if we can get Brian McCann up here. Brian McCann, Morgan, and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I do.
All right, pretty solid first stage there in the 60. Got out that early lead, eventually conceded it back to Ashton Crowder. How are we feeling out here, Chicago Street Course?
I'm just laying back right now. I'm just checking out the scenery. Maybe a little bit later I'll get a little bit more aggressive.
Pretty nice scenery around this track, wouldn't you say?
Oh, it's a fun track. Yeah.
Any insights into this race in any regard for us up here in the booth?
Tire saving is huge. I learned that right off the bat. So I took off and got like a second or so, and he just blowed my doors off. So this track just chews the tires up.
All right, well, we got you up here. Anyone you want to thank or shout out before I put you back in Water Force Racing?
Gavin for letting me drive his truck tonight, and Water Force Racing.
All right, well, thanks for your time, Brian. Good luck the rest of the way. Maybe we'll chat with you at the end of the race. You bet. Brian McCann currently running second. I want to thank him for taking out time to speak with us. Who else we got available to chat with us? How about maybe after the pit stop, chat with Logan Threlkeld. Santa Maria.
Well, first stage, what'd we think?
Better than expected. I told you before the show, I expected to wear out the replay button the first 5 laps of this race. That simply did not happen. I think we saw maybe 1 or 2 incidents with drivers making mistakes, as you expect around here. We're not all road course ringers by any stretch. But the field has been remarkably clean here today, and I want to just give a big shout out to everybody for doing that. They've done a really nice job, and hopefully they continue to do so.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I don't think anybody actually flipped the stage like I thought they would. So
actually a couple drivers stayed out. Merriman, Young. I'm technically flipped the stage, and so did Gary Baldwin Jr., though I don't think that's quite the intent that they had.
It's looking like we're having some guys who are maybe taking gas only, either that or Ashton Crowder's taking a break.
Ashton Crowder is working on wheel repair right now,
I gotcha.
which is interesting. Got the super glue out. Anyway,
Oh, the liberal sense.
let's chat with, what do we got here? Just talk with Brian McCann. Yeah, let's see if Reggie Kime's got a line for us. Reggie Kime, Morgan and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
All right, well, the Kime time, number 9, running in second right now, choosing to flip the stage. What is the goal with the strategy, and do you think he can leapfrog you up the leaderboards?
I might want to go pit now because I don't want to be in front of everybody.
Well, there you go. All right. You're going to have that one lap advantage later in the run. How have you found it out there so far?
It's a little bouncy. I mean, it's a street course, so it's definitely not a smooth ride out here.
Absolutely. This truck looking pristine. It's still shiny from when it started the race 18 laps ago. Any insights you have for us? Anything you wanna say here on the BC broadcast?
The goal is just keep it no scratches.
No scratches.
Yeah, hopefully some people get some scratches and I'll avoid it.
Some would say show it off, right?
Yes, show it off.
There you go. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here at this point in the race?
Thank Mystic and thank you guys for putting this on V-Speed. And hopefully you guys have a good broadcast the rest of this, and it's a good show.
All right, good luck on the pit stop, and we'll catch you later.
All right, thank you.
Reggie Kime for Gremlin Motorsports was running second. Will now fall through the order. Works on making the pit stop.
And, you know, I'd say that's a pretty self-aware move by Reggie. I mean, he was running in middle to the back of the pack most of the race, and he said, you know, I don't want to be on a few lap older tires and in front of everybody, so he decided to take it back down the pits and come back out and, you know, just give up his track position. But I don't think that's too bad of an idea, and I think that's a good move.
Now, the only driver who stayed out, Sean Merriman. And I question why. I'm wondering if maybe there's a window that he can make it to. If he maybe stretches it another couple laps, he'd be past halfway. Can one stop this? But everybody else only pitted 1 lap ago with the exception of Gary Baldwin Jr., who is on pit road, but it didn't show he pit. That's... Oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. Everyone else has pit 1 lap ago or just finished pitting. Makes me wonder for Merriman, is there a window we just don't see? Or does he just need the track position that bad?
I think you might just be trying to take the track position. Maybe he wants to lead a lap. I don't know.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished on that. If he needed the point to lead the lap, he got it done. I'm curious if yeah, maybe that was the play. We'll have to follow this the rest of the race, this 18 Toyota. What ends up happening with Merriman and the strategy. See McCann and Hubbard lining up 2-3, Lewis in 4th. Threlkeld up to 5th. Stage winner Ashton Crowder, after a long pit stop, back to 14th with the damaged wheel. A little bit of contact there between Rossi and Ullman. These drivers slow through the section. A few corners away from getting this thing back rolling, and this might be the final time we see Barney wave a yellow flag today. No more scheduled cautions.
Well, Remember what we've said all season. Whatever we say will happen, the opposite happens.
That is true. That is true.
Well, let's be careful with our predictions here.
Yeah. Through turn number 12. Merriman, McCann, Lewis, Hubbard, your top 4. Green flags a waving, wiggle for Merriman. McCann easily going to get by. So is Hubbard. Hubbard in the back of McCann, and they're all slip sliding off the corner. Relko to stuff in the fence to avoid Merriman. 18 dropping back quickly.
Yeah, Merriman's holding up traffic right here on these old tires.
Wide. Barnes down to the bottom. Lewis is stuck in the middle. Relko on the outside. Can they all make this very difficult corner? The 04 is going to squeak by easily. Relko loses the most spots out of that one. Heads up move by those guys to not wreck 3 cars.
You know, that pass may have not been for the lead. It may have been for 4th for Luke Barnes, but I think he sold several T-shirts with that move.
This Barnes truck is quick right now. Might be the only driver who has something for McCann and Crowder. Speaking of Crowder, up to 11th now.
He's in a section of track where it's going to be hard to pick up spots. He's going to have to wait a little bit as those trucks in front of him just slowly inch away while he's having to just sit and wait on the right opportunity to pass.
Patience very important. I think more important is survival and safety. Keep this truck without any scratches on it. As the 99's out of shape, Crowder to the inside, deep dive, little contact through 12. Crowder will have the outside line into the first corner. Oh, the 99 doesn't give it up. Now Barnes to the inside of Bennett. Can he make it still? Contact! Bennett into the wall, gets the worst of it, though it could have been a lot worse than that.
I was about to say, he got into the wall with solid contact.
Oh, 24's around. Mopping.
Not a great spot to be turned around either.
It's not. More drivers involved. It's a parking lot. Caution's out. I think it was Moppin and Rossi. I believe it was out of 2.
Here.
Yeah, Rossi just got him.
Yeah, wow.
And they're both facing the wrong way into a blind corner. 77's in it, 9's in it. Yeah, it's a parking lot down there trying to avoid these cars. Wasaki gets through. Caution flies for this reason. That is a bit of a bummer on these road courses, especially street courses. You get a car spun around in a bad spot. If this was, say, Road America, like we saw last night in the KT IndyCar Series, that's not going to cause a caution because, you know, they have plenty of time to avoid it. But here, there's nowhere to go to get away from that. You're kind of just stuck, having to wait and just hold, and it really can cause issues.
Yeah, it's just a precarious position to be in when you are parked, completely stopped on a live racetrack.
And that they were.
Past halfway.
Yeah, let's see if we can chat with some more drivers. This time, let's go with Logan Threlkeld. For some reason, I don't have the ability to move Logan Threlkeld. How interesting. Huh. Well, that's strange. Let's try Dustin Lewis. Dustin Lewis, Morgan and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy. Dustin Lewis, you got a copy.
Yes, I do, because my mic was not on.
Ah, that will happen at times. All right, P5, you ran third for a lot of that first stage. A little bit of damage picked up, avoiding our first caution of the day. Is the truck hurt at all?
Absolutely not. This truck's not hurt. It was 14 seconds worth. It's not really feeling it. I did drop a few spots. My strategy is what's causing me to lose a little bit of spots here on these restarts when everyone's jumbled up. But once we get single file, the strategy comes in, and hopefully if we get a long green flag run, which we probably won't because this is a street course, green flag runs are pretty much non-existent except when everyone's strung out. Hopefully we can manage our tires and actually start passing people on old rubber and maybe be fighting for a podium finish tonight.
So let's talk about the cautions. How does this one impact your strategy? Of course, you won the long run, so do you have any options here to be able to counteract that, or is it just live by the green flag run, die by the green flag run?
I have an alternate strategy. If we do get these intermittent cautions that don't allow us to really run as far as we want to, we're close on fuel. We are currently looking at just a couple laps short, and everyone just pitted. Well, that's fantastic. Anyways, we might can stretch it. We may can stretch it.
Well, apologies from us here up in the V-Speed booth for potentially altering the race here, Dustin Lewis. But hey, good news. You're going to need a lap.
That is true. It's going to be one of those, what do you call them, Mickey Mouse lap leads, but
hey,
oh well.
They don't ask how, they ask how many. And in this case, +1 for Dustin Lewis. Well, we got you up here. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out to Jacob Cochran being on a hot date tonight and missing this race, if he's watching. But shout out to my parents. I know they're watching. Shout out to my family that are tuning in tonight, to you guys. And shout out to BDE for designing the truck tonight.
There you go. Fastest lawnmower in the race, Dustin Lewis in the 8 car. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That was race leader Dustin Lewis. Don't you hate it, Gavin, when you're talking to someone, having a great conversation, and you cause them to make a mistake on the racetrack?
Only if I'm not racing against them.
I mean, up here in the booth.
Then yes, I do hate it.
There you go.
If I call someone I'm racing against to make a mistake, I love it.
Of course, that's part of the goal, right? When you're racing, is to force others into mistakes. But up in the broadcast booth, that is not, in fact, our goal. Apologies again to Dustin Lewis. Happened to Ashton Crowder a few weeks ago. I forget where it was.
That Lime Rock?
No, it was. We don't choose we don't choose at road courses. It was. It was at New Hampshire, I think, in the Cup Series.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. He won the stage, and we didn't let him choose because he was talking to us. So it happens, and I apologize that it happens. But nonetheless, this may have just been the strategy the 8 needed to change his fortune. A few other drivers stayed out as well. Trevor Yates, Travis Bennett, Alex Young, and Elijah Maupin are the top 5. All of them have stayed on the racetrack. Luke Barnes, the first off pit road. Fuel only, as we have the 24 did not go. I don't really know. Something's off here. We still one more lap of pacing, but that was odd with Barnes.
The 04.
Yeah, really slow.
Wonder if he was trying to save gas and
I'd have to think
that
so.
truck shut off and it just didn't get turned back on.
I think something between that and the 24 going as slow as Maupin was, that just had that car, as you mentioned, kind of stalled out. Let's see, anybody else that we could have a chat with? 1 to green here. Let's see. Let's see if we can chat with Cody Anderson. Back at 15th. I cannot. Drivers' meeting's a sacred place, apparently.
is.
Odd. We will chat with some drivers. If there's another caution, we'll catch them in that caution. Maybe a John Ullman, Zach White, Douglas Wasaki, potentially a Christian Barnes or Gavin Hinson, someone like that. We'll have a chat with. Drivers available to us. Well, Gavin, just over halfway. Been a pretty quick one so far, I think we can say. A few cautions if you're just joining us. 2 for cause, 1 for a stage. 4 lead changes. Latest one, of course, being Dustin Lewis inheriting this under caution. He did not pit, neither did the rest of the top 5. First driver to pit was Luke Barnes. That blue and white 04. Who took fuel only at the stop. First driver on tires, Brian McCann, back in 12th. Remember, 3 tire sets available. I doubt drivers will use all of them. Sean Merriman also took tires, as well as Kime, Addison, Rossi, Billings, and White. Those last 2 are a lap down. Little housekeeping as well. Top 21. Back to Rossi on the lead lap. Billings, Wasaki, White, and Davidson are 1 lap down. Jonathan Gasheri, the only car out of the race. So I think, Gavin, all in all, pretty clean one so far. And the attrition rate surprisingly low here for Chicago Street Course.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of the wrecks we've seen have been out, usually of low-speed corners.
That's right. Yates and Lewis into turn number 1 down the front straightaway. Green flag is a waving, and we're checking up on the restart. Are we going to make it through turn 1? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
We are 3 wide, and somehow they made it through. Goodness gracious, gentlemen.
Now they made it through, but like Christian Barnes got in the wall just down the front stretch.
Oh, they're wrecking. Dustin Lewis just got hooked in front of the field. It's a parking lot. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Gavin Hinson was in it. Trevor Yates was in it. Christian Barnes. Oh, man.
You said we were having a clean race.
Well, we were. The more I can
We
say
were.
about it. So
We were
Yates
having a clean race.
overcooked it, and then trying to get back going, he hooked the 8. Oh, Holston got a big piece of that too.
He got hit so hard that his bumper is inside the ground.
Yeah, that bumper is confused about what to do. That was such a monstrous hit from Gavin Hinson.
Yeah. I'm just amazed all these trucks are still rolling enough to get back to the pits.
Hey, here's the 39 up in the air. Oh, and Merriman got a big piece of that too. And we can count the cars involved at about 7 here in this one. Holston took a big shot. It's right on board with the 48. Two by two, not much you can do if you're Adam Holston here. Can't see the accident. Still can't see it, and all of a sudden,
You just see smoke and then boom.
yeah, last possible second moved over, and the Hinson car was able to beat him to the spot. Like a linebacker, and you're the running back.
That is a tore up race truck.
It is. I think maybe 8 cars damaged in this one. Holston, Calkin, Merriman. Obviously Christian Barnes got a pretty big piece of that. 7 of Rossi. Yates was obviously the trigger to it. Hinson was in it. Dustin Lewis. Yeah, that's a lot of drivers having their day altered significantly here just past halfway. Good news for fast repairs. Bad news for track position. Speaking of track position, driver who has it for the first time today Up a dozen. Luke Barnes in second. I don't know if anyone that we could talk to wasn't involved in that accident.
Yeah, I'm looking through the chat and looking through the field, and it's...
I think they were all in it.
I don't think anybody that we would talk to is going to want to be in a talking mood right now.
Yeah, right about that.
But look at this. Luke Barnes up to second, and he has been flying tonight. I think he might be the biggest beneficiary of that incident.
I don't know if... I mean, he certainly would have made...
I guess he wasn't
you know
in front
what?
of
He
it.
probably was, actually, because he was not in front of it. He had to pass it because this happened from the lead, right?
Yes.
So yeah, he definitely would have passed those cars, so I think you're right about that. Up on the ticker, you can now see the fastest lap of the race. So you see Bennett putting together a 32-1. Hubbard in that same round. Barnes a little bit slower, but he's been in traffic all race. I think if you're running anywhere in the 30s to 32s, you're doing all right. Of course, we see Crowder and McCann both in the 130s. Everyone else at least a second off the pace. Lewis had a good lap. The 131, that truck pretty heavily damaged now. And another pace lap to go here around Chicago. Well, Gavin, I think it may be time for us to pay some bills. We're going to take a quick step aside. Back in just a few. You are watching Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series here on V-Speed.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
I knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
I knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Welcome back here to B-Speed for our coverage of Mystic Racing League's Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series presented by Pest Busters. Your host, producer Morgan Cook, alongside Gavin Grubbs here from the Chicago Street Course. Just past halfway, in fact, encroaching on that three-quarter mark of this race. Little recap for you if you're just joining us. 4 cautions, 3 for cause, and the stage. With 5 lead changes, Ashton Crowder winning the first stage. Suffering a mechanical failure, having to fall back. See that Nice truck is currently in the 6th position, having to pass many trucks to get back into the thick of things. We just had a monster accident at a turn 2 involving about 8 vehicles, including the leader, Dustin Lewis. Championship hopefuls Gavin Hinson, Christian Barnes involved as well. Certainly shook up the way this race is looking now, Gavin, is we're about half a lap to the green flag. How has this race changed in your eyes, and what do drivers have to be thinking from this point on?
I think if you're in the front 4 now, you have to be hammered down every lap, because down the field's kind of bunched up on trucks that got damaged and went to have their fast repair. There's trucks in the middle of the field who are kind of towards the rear of the lead lap. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for more incidents to happen. So I expect there to probably be short runs like we saw at Lime Rock, where you're going to want to get to the lead and hold it as much as you can as these caution laps just tick and tick away towards the end of this race.
You bet. As we roll into turn 12, 21 on the lead lap, back to Dominic Rossi, Masaki, Billings, Davidson, and Yates, all 1 lap down. The Sherry, only driver out of the race. Barney once again has the green stick in his hand, and it's waving again. Green flag in Chicago. Barnes hasn't led yet today. He wants to dearly. He's going to be able to get that spot away for the top spot. Around goes Ullman. Back in front of the field. The 34 has gone around.
And
no
more
caution.
trucks. 7 of Rossi. Looked like he had to come to a stop for that. 60 truck out of shape.
Yeah, McCann had an issue. That will hurt his efforts. Hubbard and Bennett are side by side for second. Starting to get pushy and shovey as we're down to the final quarter of this one. Driver, see these trucks just wobble in the braking zone. That has got to be so unnerving.
Yeah, when you have that much of a rough racetrack, you have a lot of...
Oh, loose moment for the 99 into the wall hard in front of the field. This is the worst place to spin. Hubbard's around as well. He tows. That's a good move.
It resets.
Hubbard is stuck in the racetrack. Caution's out again. Caution is out.
That's going to burn a few more laps.
It is. That's going to put us in the final, 8 laps, I think, when we get back racing?
That's what we have. The formation lap, and then the caution lap, the pit lap, and then green. So that's 4.
There you
go.
go.
Yeah, probably 8 to go.
Here is the battle for second. It's going to happen in about 2 corners from now. That's the 12 moving in the braking zone. Just that car wobbling under pressure. Past some nice trees in the park. Down the hill, 99 way overshoots the corner. Gets it loose. 12 follows him through. 12 just seems to just over throttle it, I guess. But this part's so narrow. See Hinton trying to get by. Now it's even less room to get through. Caution's already out at this point. And there it is, the 5th one of the day.
Yeah, that's the worst spot to get sideways.
It is. That is the worst position to be in, especially out of the blind corner. That is, I guess that'd be turn 7. Really can't ask for much of a worse spot for a car to be in the wrong direction.
I mean, that might be the most dangerous spot on all of iRacing to be parked.
It's up there. I don't know if that's the most dangerous.
It is pretty low speed.
Interesting thought puzzle on that one. I feel like there's got to be other spots that you don't want to be. Thinking back to last night, the KT IndyCar Series, I would say on the exit of the kink is a place you don't want to be, because that was such a fast corner that was so unpredictable. You could easily get hit in that part of the racetrack at Road America.
Yeah, I guess that is the section of the track where there is walls on both sides.
That's
and
right.
Nowhere to escape.
That's right. I would think top of the hill at Watkins Glen is probably a pretty bad one as well.
Yeah.
Again, walls on both sides, fast section. Can't see on the exit. A lot of incidents happen there.
Not on our schedule, but anywhere at the Nürburgring is probably not a very good spot to be parked.
That's true. That's very true. What do you think? Anyone in the iRacing chat, or in the YouTube chat, I should say, who has iRacing experience, where is the worst place on the surface to be spun and parked? Blind corners, fast corners, you name it. Let us know. Would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Going to go back, look at the caution one more time. Spin from the 12. Once more here. We'll look at it from the onboard of the 34. Good pass on the 14.
Carried a lot of speed. A really good corner for him.
Oh boy, I didn't realize they wrecked this far back. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I didn't realize this. That's great information.
One other thing we missed.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see here. The 19. What happened to the 19? Yeah, a whole other section. Looks like I see Gary Baldwin Jr. 26 was in that as well. Oh, the 19 got sent from the 39. And then, yeah, there was a bunch of drivers just parked there. Hard to avoid that one with the way that was stacked up. Got spotters all over the racetrack. Appreciate one of them passing me that information. How about Logan Threlkeld up to 3rd, surviving the chaos and the carnage? Best of 15 has run in quite a while. Remember, that car still up in the top 5 in owners' points.
It's had several drivers this year.
Yeah, several dozen drivers. It feels like every week seems like a new driver in that 15.
You know, we see some teams in the Truck Series and NASCAR do that, and it works out for them.
It does. All-star cars are a thing, after all. Crowder up to 3rd now, avoiding the incident with the 12. That battle was for 2nd, the 12 and the 99. Put us under this caution. Maupin has gained his way up to 4th position. Remember, did not pit that last time by. And we remembered, if you recall back to the 8 of Dustin Lewis saying, we're going to be close on fuel. Maupin was in that same strategy. They should be good now to the end on fuel. Alex Young in the same boat in that 28 now, riding the inside. Very interesting. I think I've seen more cautions on a road course in this race than I have really anywhere else. This is not a normal thing for road courses to see this many yellows.
No, but we're no strangers to seeing a lot of caution laps on road courses here.
That is true.
Check out who's made it back up to third.
Yeah, Ashton Crowder.
Won last time we were out on a road course.
Did. In front of Moppin and Falcons. The 82. Brian McCann, after that slide, rebounds to 6th. Alex Young, 7th. Dustin Lewis, Sean Merriman. Adam Holston was involved in the accident 2 crashes ago. Is in 10th. Highest up of the drivers involved in that one. I guess Lewis technically would be an 8th. Of the ones who got the major damage, Holston is the leader of those in 10th. Can Luke Barnes get away? That's the question that he's asking. Ashton Crowder's asking. And the rest of the field is asking. Can the 04 get gone in a hurry? Remember, one more caution. We find ourselves precariously in a green-white checker situation. We are not that far away from it. Saw a bunch of them at Lime Rock. I can't think of a much worse racetrack to have green-white checkers than here.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing surprises me anymore in the Mystic Racing League.
That's true. That is true. I mean that for a few reasons. Obviously, this racetrack very easy to make a mistake on. Easy to overdrive it, make it, 10 other drivers' problems as well. But mainly for fuel concerns. This is a long racetrack. Very easy to run out of fuel. Luke Barnes. Logan Threlkeld, and the green flag is out again. Into turn 1, Ashton Crowder peeks inside, thinks better of it. Barnes will easily take the spot at the front of the field. Oh, Moppin missed the corner. Somehow made it through. Lewis trying to defend. Contact with Moppin, and that's McCann, I believe. Makes it through that one okay.
Right here is going to be tricky. A lot of trucks and not a lot of space.
Almost 3 wide. It's Holston and Hubbard. Oh, that's a lot of speed for the 12. How did he make the corner? Oh my goodness. That needs to be studied and put in the Louvre. That was incredible work. Holston into the fence behind him.
Holston's had a rough day.
He has. He has had a rough day. Is Anderson trying to make a pass for 11th?
Whoa.
He got pinched off by the 27, the wrecking behind him, parking lot. Hinson, is in it again.
Hinson, Yates, and I believe that is Zach White.
Yeah, Reggie Kime was in it too. Here's Hinson. Hinson catching up to Yates. Oh, Yates just loose on his own in front.
Luckily we stayed green because that was at the rear of the field.
That's right.
Douglas Wasaki was able to pick up a spot out of it. He's a lap down.
And don't look now, battle for the lead is 4 trucks. Barnes, Threlkeld, Crowder, and McCann have broken away by 4 seconds over Moppin.
4 good trucks too, battling for the lead.
Yeah, these are no slouches behind the wheel. And you can see Barnes is just hanging this thing out, leaving tire tracks behind the rear tires.
which is 6 laps to go. That's a long way around here, and that's a lot of tire fall off to have. So I know you got to keep these trucks behind you, but I don't know if I want to be pushing that hard.
Steven Addison has spun around into turn 6.
Now, if there is a spot to be turned around, that might be one of the safer ones.
Now, into 6 is good. Out of 6 is bad.
Yes.
Just going to be too hard on the brake pedal here, too much rear brake, and there it goes.
Yeah, as soon as he put the wheel into it, it just spun
I really
around
liked how we got out of the way, though. That was nice. Knew he was in a bad spot, and immediately we just throttled up and got out of the way. Threlkel, on the other hand, he's under fire. McCann and Crowder got around him on this lap. I think Logan realizes, though, that bigger picture.
Oh, yeah.
6 laps to go. Top 4 separated by about 2 seconds. Huge gap behind him. It is really a 4-car battle, as you mentioned, for this win. And with what we've seen tonight, anything could happen.
Anything could.
Something probably will. Even last night's race at Road America saw a lot of interesting situations. Leaders crashed with each other a couple times in that race. Oh, Barnes lost some speed there. Loose out of 11.
Looked like he clipped the wall just a little bit. I don't know if it was enough to damage the truck, but it definitely hurt his momentum, and you can see it affecting it still right now.
Gap is under half a second. Good battle behind him as well. Lewis and Hubbard, as they have got a big group of cars behind them. Baldwin Jr. having a bit of a moment. Cody Anderson to the outside of Christian Barnes. 1. Drag race down to 2. Is that Bucky's 99? Travis Bennett will fill the spot for a moment. That truck is hurt, actually. Quite a bit. Look at the left front tire.
Yeah, it's not quite driving. Not quite driving like he needs it to, and you can really tell on corner entry it just looks off.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a wobble to it.
I think it's going to be a little worse after that.
Yeah, he hit the wall pretty good. Zach White is around. In front of Douglas Wasaki. We'll catch up with the leaders in just a moment once we see the 77 have his issue. Under braking, and just around it goes.
Yeah, he just looped it.
Crowder now within 2/10 with 5 to go. 4 once they finish turn 12 and get back to the stripe. And Crowder is all over it. Brian McCann with a problem. What happened to the 60 machine?
Take a look.
Was running right behind Ashton Crowder.
He's holding right with him. He's trying to follow Ashton Crowder to try to get around.
And it just
Barnes,
connection issue. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. As the battle for the lead rages on. Oh, into the wall hard is Luke Barnes.
Luke Barnes is using every inch and more of this racetrack to keep Ashton Crowder behind him.
He paid for it. He's going to use it. Side-by-side battle down the straightaway. 3 cars under a blanket. Olsen's going to concede all of them. Over the bridge. Crowder continuing to stalk Barnes.
Yeah, Crowder's just waiting, I think.
Heartbreaker for Brian McCann. The 60 was likely going to finish 3rd, will now be relegated to, it looks like, 24th position.
Yeah, that's terrible. And I'm watching this battle for the lead. If you're Luke Barnes, you almost have to back up your corner to get the run off of it. But if you back it up too far, Crowder's just going to throw it in and get around you. So it is a fine line you have to find to be able to keep this 44 truck from getting around you here.
I would
3 more
almost
times around here.
just do whatever you've been used to doing and don't change it up. Because Crowder is going to find a way to pressure you. You just can't let him change what you're doing.
Yeah.
3 more times around. I think Alex Young maybe had a problem. 14th position, driver falling back. It's Cody Anderson again side by side to center. This time it's Merriman.
99 truck's damaged, but
Oh, hit
really
the wall
hurting
again.
bad. If he hits the right side wall, he'll even his truck out and start driving great.
Starting to narrow it up. It's still so close. It's not even a full car length between first and second.
Yeah, we're measuring this by distance, not by time here.
And we're talking feet, not miles in this case.
It might be down to inches here.
Outside. Here comes the run. Barnes gets a good exit. Has
good
to
job
block the inside. Two to go. 24, make it 23 more corners to determine your winner. We have an incident. The 99 has gone around. Christian Barnes has gone around as well, I believe. Catch up with the lead in just a moment.
Yeah, that 99 truck been fighting that damage. Just a little out of control. Gets into the wall.
Yeah, Merriman got him.
Has help. And then Barnes just had to stop and lost 2 spots there.
Nothing changed up front. Barnes continuing to lead. Lap traffic might come into play. Oh, Crowder to the inside. He surprised Barnes. The car in front of him is Steven Addison. Oh, contact! Into the wall. Luke Barnes. Oh, my goodness. Luke Barnes hit that wall a lot. Crowder better run.
Yeah, Barnes is not happy now.
No. 81's going to get out of the way, but will he be in the way for Barnes? No. 04 driving as hard as he possibly can right now. But the gap is now 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, if Barnes can get back to him, I hope for Ashton Crowder's sake that he has more control than I do.
And the white flag is out, working through lap traffic. There goes Wasaki. Now by Zach White, who missed the corner. Logan Thraukeld, 4-wheel slides out of turn 2 behind him. Moppin and this pack of cars is still scrapping. This is just inside the top 10. I'd like to go back once we finish the race and look at the pass for the lead. As this 04 leaving all out on the racetrack, and by all I mean bodywork. I mean, you can see his hands. Like, those white gloves are so telling that this thing is a handful for Barnes.
He's absolutely wheeling, just trying to get back to Crowder, but that gap is just growing at an insane rate.
Baldwin Jr. hit the wall pretty hard. That car is losing spots. Will probably end up finishing 17th or 18th, but out of the final corner for the final time. Ashton Crowder gonna get another one here in Chicago. Top 3 have crossed the line. Dustin Lewis crashed on the final corner. Oh, goodness. What happened? Not the final corner, sorry, just the final lap. Oh, my goodness, Adam Holston. Missed the corner. Go back and see Dustin Lewis. There's the spin. Lewis would have finished in 4th.
He's trying to make this pass.
It just got away from him. Got crossed up.
He was out of control that whole time.
Yeah, slide gone wrong. We'll go back to the pass for the lead if we can, since we have the opportunity. It'll be this lap, and we'll catch the burnout, get your results. What a wild, wild finish to this one. Remember, this is the white flag lap. Crowder stalking Barnes. We're going to see the move just out of turn 6. Surprised Barnes, I think, with the lunge right here. Got to the inside, and then here is where we saw the contact. Yeah, just closed him off.
Yeah, I mean, the car on the inside there is going to have the advantage, and a huge one. But if I was Luke Barnes, I would not be a happy camper.
Probably not. Either way, as we see Ashton Crowder burn it down, our results here for this one.
Nice burnout.
He's well versed. Ashton Crowder gets the job done today. Luke Barnes in second. Logan Throkeld will finish in third. We'll speak with them in just a few moments. Noah Hubbard will finish in 4th tonight. Cody Anderson, what a solid run in the 5th position. Sean Merriman in 6th, so staying out worked out clearly. Calkins finishes in 7th. Maupin in 8th, great run for him. Christian Barnes rebounds to 9th. And Bennett with a nice top 10 run for the 99.
P11's Dustin Lewis with Dominic Rossi in 12th. John Ullman 13th. Adam Holston 14th. Young in that 28 truck 15th. Gavin Henson started in the top 10, finished 16th. Gary Baldwin Jr. 17th. Reggie Kime rounded out your lead lap in 18th. And Zach White and Addison round out your top 20.
21st for Zach Davidson. Dave Billings will finish in 22nd. 21st for Davidson. Wasaki 23rd tonight. Brian McCann connection issue after running 3rd with 4 to go. Relegates him back to 24th. Yates will finish 25th. Gasheri connection issue finishes in 26th here tonight. Well, let's have a discussion, shall we? With our top 3, starting off with race winner, Ashton Crowder. Ashton, Gavin, and Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I do. What's up?
All right. Well, race win here in Chicago. Spirited battle with the 04. What do you have to say about those final few laps after the restart?
They were a lot of fun. That was really challenging. It's really hard to pass here, as you could imagine. So I was just kind of hanging on for dear life for most of it. But yeah, I was trying to kind of pick my spots. Let's see. I gotta think about the corners. 1, 2, 3, like 3 to 4. Those like really tight rights.
Right.
Like I knew that wasn't an advantage for me, so I was just trying to save my stuff there, and then essentially the second half of the track. So like I was trying to save through 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then that hard braking zone into the left, and then after that, that's where I was really trying to push because there's a lot of shade there too. I'm sure nobody else was thinking about that. But yeah, so trying to push hard through there. The only problem is the first part of the track is where you can pass. And I started to realize that after a while. I'm like, well, I'm way faster through the second half of this track, but like I don't have an opportunity. So I had a chance into I guess 8 maybe, whichever one has the wall like really sharp on the right before the fountain. I had an opportunity there, but I was like, if I take this right now, we're gonna wreck, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot. So I was like, I got to back out of that, and then didn't have another opportunity until I guess whatever it was, like 2 laps to go there, and yeah, the contact was unfortunate. But yeah, there's not a. We already talked about it, so there's no bad blood or anything. But like, there's just not too much you can do through there. It's really single laned, and when you're racing for a win, you either get the short end of the stick or you get the long one. So yeah, that was tough though.
Well, it looked like after you won that first stage, you had a bit of an issue with the wheel, perhaps. I think I saw some super glue out.
Oh
What was
no,
going on there with that long pit stop after stage one?
no. So I'm a type 1 diabetic, as you're aware of,
I
but
am, yes.
if anybody else isn't aware, type 1 diabetes, yes sir. Since I was 6 years old. Shout out the USF medical team for keeping me alive. Anyways, but yeah, so type 1 diabetes. Well, I had sushi because Zach had sushi today. That's Wednesday's the sushi day, so I was like, I'm gonna get the sushi, and I got it, and then I didn't think about it. But essentially, with how rice like metabolizes, um, if you do exercise or depending on like your activity level, like 24 hours or 48 hours before, it can pretty drastically change how your blood sugar reacts to insulin. But for me, it's specifically rice. I don't know if that's just a general thing, but I've always had a lot of problems with that. So typically, I take a little bit too much insulin and then I'll have Gatorade and I'll just chug a Gatorade if it starts going low, and then by the time I'm done, it's in a perfect window, right? I forgot I didn't have Gatorade, so I was like, "Oh shoot, I can't do my usual here." So I took enough to where I felt like it would kind of be a little bit high, like 200 area. But I checked it before the race and it was 140, and I was like, "Uh-oh, this is not good." And then I was like, "You know what? I need to be a good person to myself here and check my blood sugar," and I did, and it was perfect. So I didn't need to
There you
do it,
go.
but yeah, that was the explanation. So
Managing blood sugar and managing tires here in Chicago Street
that's right.
Course. Well, we got Chipper. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for the win one more time here to the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series?
Oh yeah, our boy Zach was up on the box. He was doing his thing. Tristan said, "Good job, Ashton," in the Discord. That's fun. Um, Mama King out there. You guys for the broadcast, of course. And then everybody for the league. It's been an enjoyable time. Throwing cautions on a road course is probably the most just painful job to ever do because you never know how it's going to work out. So shout out to Brandon for having to do that today and tomorrow and the day after. And then shout out to Ava. She just flew home from the France, landed in New York. You can track the flight now. I don't really care. And then oh man, I had one more person to shout out, and I forgot who I was going to shout out. You know what? Shout out Lath Ganem, number 56, offensive line for the Virginia Tech Hokies. Absolute dog. They just did some store opening, and he got his little NIL check. So shout out Lath Ganem.
Never know where these are going to go. That's Ashton Crowder. Again, man, a few words. Thank you for your time. And you might as well set up a cot here in Sofa News Victory Lane because I think you're going to be here quite often.
Oh, God. Don't say that.
Congratulations on the
Yeah, I
win
appreciate
here
it, though.
in Chicago.
Y'all have a good one.
We will move on to second. Luke Barnes. Gavin has caught up with our second place finisher.
Hey, Luke, it's Gavin up in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you started in 14th, worked your way up through the field, through, a little bit of attrition, a little bit of speed as well. Got to the lead, And then there at the end, you just couldn't hold Ashton Crowder off the end. Walk us through the battle there at the end of the race. Walk us through that last lap and just kind of let me know what happened.
Yeah, so honestly, that whole race, I was really struggling to save my rear tires, keep them on me, and I did a little bit better managing that at the end. I knew Ashton was faster than me the whole race. I knew I didn't really have too much of a chance for him. Surprised myself whenever I got up front, and was able to hold him off way longer than I thought I could. I was just terrible in turn 7, and I knew he'd take advantage of it before too long. Probably should have let him go coming out of 8 right there, and maybe I could have battled him a little more. Maybe not too sure, but I'm happy I came home a second. It's better than I anticipated after qualifying 14th.
Yeah, and after qualifying, did you find more speed during the race, or was there something happened in your qualifying lap?
I did mess up my qualifying lap terribly. The first lap I was just putting the lap down, just cruising, and then second lap I went for it and spun out. So definitely found speed in the race. Once I got clear of traffic, I realized I was a lot faster than I thought I was. And I'm not too fond of the truck here or on road courses in general. More like the Cup car.
I gotcha. And lastly, Luke, you got anybody you want to thank, shout out, or mention before I let you go?
Just Luke Barnes Designs and my teammate Noah Hubbard.
All right, everybody. That is Luke Barnes, our second place finisher.
Thank you.
And I think Morgan is going to round out this top 3 interviews with Logan Threlkeld.
Santa Maria. Logan, you
Hello.
got a copy?
I do indeed.
Right. Try to chat with you all race. Unfortunately, you were in the one channel I don't have access to, which is the driver's meeting, unfortunately. What do you know? Anyway, Logan, solid day today. Started in the 6th spot, finished in 3rd. Had a good look at the lead battle for a while, seeing those 4-wheel slides out of some of these corners. How much fun are you having out there?
Oh, I had a blast. I was just telling Luke and Ashton, I don't like the city, but I love the track. I've got a really good track record here, and whenever Brandon had messaged me to see if I could fill in tonight for a driver here, he said where it was and what we were racing in, and I said, oh, hell yeah, brother.
Well, it clearly worked out for you. You seem to have a lot of experience here, and you had pace tonight. I mean, again, top 10 starting spot, top 3 finishing position. I think you did not lead a lap tonight, but I think you got close a time or two. This race, though, probably a little different than most with all of the cautions. How difficult was that to navigate as a driver who probably only sees the 1 or 2 stage cautions a race here?
You know, it was very weird. I got really lucky a couple times with some avoidance, but for the most part, most of it was happening behind me. So I got very fortunate in that sense. But we had the wreck out of turn 2 that I ended up getting doored by the 24. It wasn't no harm, no foul. I don't think either one of us really ended up with any damage. And then the wreck there in turn 7, I can't remember who it was, but the 2 in front of me got into the wall, locked it up, and all I heard was tires screeching on the hood of whoever drove into the back of the other. So that was fun. The avoidance was key, though. If I don't get around that, you know, I was teammates with Cody Anderson tonight, also filling in for another driver here, and he did not have the same luck, and I hate that for him. He had great pace too. You know, he spent that first stint just kind of running 5 and 6 the whole time and keeping pace with everybody that we could. Tried to have a game plan for the stage caution, didn't quite work out, and then after the stage, we were kind of on the edge for fuel, and I wish I would have stayed out. Didn't think that there'd be extra cautions, but you know, it is what it is. We come away with the P3 finish and a good points day for the team.
Yeah, certainly. So, Logan, will we expect to see you in the truck in the future here in the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series?
I'm sure I'll make a couple visits here and there. There's a couple tracks on the schedule I do like, and from what I understand, this 15 is kind of a hit and miss on who is driving it. So we'll see. You know, freelance here. I'm up for grabs for just about anybody that needs a fill in. I had fun. I'd definitely do it again.
Well, there you go. Logan Threlkeld finishing third here today. And you know what I'm going to ask you next. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here on V-Speed?
First and foremost, of course, the sponsor here, Downtown Auto Sales. Big shout out to them putting this on, letting us have this broadcast by you gentlemen up here in the booth. I'm sure it was fantastic. I can't wait to go back and watch it. Caswell Glass Company, Slim Chickens, and of course, Mr. Mystic himself, Brandon Willard, putting this all together and making sure that we got a show to go to and watch. My family watching. I know my mom had it on the big screen, and probably my little cousin as well. So just everybody involved behind the scenes too.
All right. Well, making your first trip to Sofa News Victory Lane here on the podium. Congratulations, Logan. We'll see you next time out.
See ya.
Third place, Logan Threlkeld. And with all that said and done, I want to thank all of our top three for speaking with us, as well as everyone else who spoke with us throughout the broadcast. Had a lot of opportunities to chat with people, and they were more than willing to have those conversations with us as well. Shout out to Sofa News Victory Lane for hosting our interviews post-race as always. And Gavin, you know what I'm going to get to. Mystic Racing League Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series here in Chicago. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts were survival and execution. We saw several huge wrecks. Everybody who finished up front survived, but Ashton Crowder was the best on executing.
A really exciting race, I think, for a lot of drivers. I mean, some incidents that maybe were a little unexpected and maybe some unorthodox ways of this race going, but it worked out to be an exciting, entertaining finish for the LJM Machining Co. 137 here at the Chicago Street Course. I want to thank all of the drivers for taking the opportunity to race here, to everyone in the YouTube chat watching here on V-Speed for your continued support. Everyone at the Mystic Racing League and Downtown Auto Sales, Pest Busters, everyone involved to make this thing possible. Look at the schedule. How about a wild card next week in Knoxville? A little dirt track racing on the flat track. That will be more than interesting, I imagine. You see that 1 week from today. For everyone at V-Speed who makes this thing possible, especially Gavin Grubbs, my co-commentator. Your host and producer Morgan Cook. Tonight, we'll see you next time right here on V-Speed.